Hey guys, welcome back. Alright, so let's begin coding. We do first, we start with if. Alright, so let's begin with int. So you guys can what we want to do is that we want to do comparison operator between two numbers, or you guys can do string. It doesn't matter, string or integers or any other float or double, as long as you guys provide two numbers to computer and computer wants to comparing the two numbers. If one number is greater than another number, or the first number is less than another number, or is equal to other numbers, or so we do all the comparison. All right, so let's begin. So we want to compare let's say number 1, and we put a number 2. All right, so you guys can write it like this in one line, or you guys can write it like this: int number 2. So it's up to you how you want to write it. So today we write it a little bit different. Number 2. All right, so what we do is cout, please enter two numbers. So what we do with cin, so we get user data number 1 and number 2. Okay, so that's number 3. I put it number 2, so I'll go back and fix it. Okay, so now we're getting the data from the user of both numbers. You guys can put it like this too. Is quite okay with C++. So now we put an if statement. If number 1 is equal to number 2, that's how we put a equal equality sign. That's double equals. So if you guys put a single equal, it means it's assignment. You are assigning to something. Say string name is equal to Yazdani. All right, so now with this one, you guys assigning this one's single equal means you assigning this string name, which is called name. That's this variable, this one to the string name. So that's a data type. All right, so that's assignment. So if our number 1 and number 2 is equal, so we're gonna see out something. We're gonna put output number 1. So we put is equals to number 2. All right, so if our number 1 and number 2, which the user is going to provide us, is equal to each other, we're going to put the number 1 and number 2 is equal. So let's see. All right, so please enter two numbers. So we put a 12 and 12. All right, as you guys can see, it said 12 is equal to 12. So how about 12 is not equal to 12? Say we put a two numbers. Say we put a 12 and we put 13. See guys, we did not get anything. There is no output. So how to deal with that one? We can go with else. Okay, so number 1 is not else. If the number 1 is equal to number 2, we output this one. Else we're gonna is not equal to number 2. So now our program is complete. Now we're comparing that two numbers, and if the two numbers not equal to each other, if it's equal, it's gonna output this one. Else if it's not equal, it's gonna output this one. Let's see. So if we put a 12 and say 20, say the compiler, when we provided the two numbers 12 and 20, it went there and compared the two numbers, and it found out that the number 12 is not equal to number 20. So ignore this, the first one, and output the second one. So say if you put a 20 and 20, and now the 20 is equal to 20, and now it goes there and equal that this one. As you guys notice that I did not put curly braces like this one. You guys, that's optional if you guys like got a small statements, but if you guys like in a big, but it's recommended you guys put it all the time, because if your programs gets larger and larger, you guys need it. So this one here, this one is here. So now say if you put a two number 30 and we put a 50, 30 is not equals to 50. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. So we put a curly braces at the, we didn't put a curly braces, and now we put a curly braces. Alright, so I show you guys this one's the if else. So how about if we have like we want to do all the comparison, we want to do equal and we want to do not equal. So we'll see. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of this else. I'm gonna put just this one. So if, so because I'm a bit lazy, so what I'll do is I'll copy that and put it there. So now I've checked the equality. So I'm not now I'm going to check the not equal to. This is called not equal. Not equal to, so is not equal to. Okay, number 2. Alright, so we provide again the two number. We put a 30 and 70, and now we've got it that number 1 is not equal to, because it goes to the second option. As you guys notice, we didn't put a else, but that's quite fine, that's quite okay. So we put not that one. Okay, so now we're gonna paste again. We're gonna do our greater than. We do greater than, so which one is greater than another one? Okay, if number 1 is greater than number 2, so we put a number 1 is greater than. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit of spaces here. Okay, so now if the number 1 is greater than, we go there and try again. Okay, so enter the two number. If we put a say 50 and then this, put this one 30. So as you guys can see, it's bringing the outputting that 50 is not equal to 30 and 50 is greater than 30. So it's outputting this two. So this not equal, of course it's not equal, and the number 1 is greater than number 30. Alright, so as I said again, I'm a bit lazy, so what I'll do is less than. So less than less than. All right, so we'll see that again. So enter two numbers. What do we do? That's and we put a 90. All right, 70 is less than 90, is not equal to. Again, it comes in and it's executing this one. It goes to the comparison and looking, checking this one, that is not equal, is not equal to, that's not equal, sorry, that's equal, and that's not equal, that's greater than, and that this is a less than. All right, so how about if it's greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to? Okay, so for one sec. Okay, so now this is a greater than or equal to. I'm gonna put a greater than or equal to is greater than or equal to, or you guys can put it like that, it's up to you. For readability purposes, I put it like that, greater than or equal to. So what I'll do is here, instead of C1 and C2, I'm gonna copy this. Oh, where is copy? Because I want to put it separate. Please enter number 1. Number 1, and please enter number 2. Number 2. Okay, so now we, one sec, we are separating these two. Okay, so now if number 1 is greater than or equal to number 2, and the next one is going to be less than or equal to. If number 1 is less than or equal to, less than or equal to, okay, so now we see enter number 1 is 30 and say number 2 is 30. Okay, 30 is equal to 30, 30 is greater than or equal to 30. Yeah, 30 is less than or equal to, because it's equality sign here as well, so it's either greater than or is either equal to. All right, so now what we do is we put a 31 and 32. As you guys can see, the 3 comparison operators kicks in. Is less than 32 is not equal to, yeah, that's fine, that's not equal to, is less than 31 is less than 32, 31 is less than or equal to 32. All right, so I put a little bit gap here. So in C++, this is a comparison operator. It's comparing the two. That's not equal to, that's equal to, that's not equal to, that's greater than, that's less than, that's greater than or equal to, and that's less than or equal to. Sorry, this is less than or equal to. I put it down here, so you guys can put strings as well. Say if you put it like that, you can compare the two string name 1 and string name 2. Okay, so the string name and string name 2. Okay, please enter string 1. String 1 is name 1. Name 1. All right, so please enter string 2. String 2 and it's name 2. Name 2. All right, so we get rid of all these, because with the string you only see if it's the same or not. So name 1 is equal to name 2 if name 1 is equal to name 2. All right, so string 1 name 1, we put a name 1 here, name 1, because we are comparing the two string. Name 2 is the same so string 1 is the same as string 2. All right, so what we do, say I'm put a string 1 is Yazdani and string 2 is also Yazdani. So string 1 Yazdani is the same to as Yazdani. I should put it as is the same as. So as you guys can see, the if statement works with the int and it also works with the strings. So it also strings, it works with the strings. But say if you want to put an else, and we also want to put a cout, again I'll copy paste with a control C is copy and control V is paste. So is the same, is not the same as string 2. all right, so how about now? So I put a capital Yazdani and lowercase Yazdani. Yeah, say it says capital Yazdani is not the same as Yazdani, as you guys notice, because it's not the same. The Yazdani at the first is the first string. Yazdani with Y, capital Y, is not the same, even though there is same spelling, but in computer, because at the binary this is different to this one, ASCII codes. All right, so this is not the same. So if you try again, say if I put a D Yazdani string 1 and put a string 2 is D Yazdani, because we put a two different strings here. Okay, D Yazdani with a capital and lowercase y is not the same as D Yazdani, so because it's comparing the two strings and it is not equal. But if you put it differently, if you put say exactly the same, it's gonna compare it. Say if you put a language, say we put a Fatima with capital and Fatima with lowercase is not the same, because these are two different strings. Alright, so if you put a Fatima with is the same as the Fatima, so the first one is the same as second one. So that's it for this video. In the next video we jump into the for loop, and we go to our switch, and we go, and then we go for while and do while loops. Thanks for watching. If you guys got any question, just leave it in the comment box. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.